Hello guys, welcome back in the series of attendance management system using ASP.NET. In previous video, we have seen how to add the courses into a database in admin panel, right? So in today's video, we are going to see how to add the subject into a database in admin panel. So first of all, we have to create one web form with master page. Right click on your project, then click on add. Web form with master page and name it as subject. Click on OK. Select the master page. So our design going to look like this. So let's see what we have taken. So here I have taken 3 drop down list, 1 text box, 1 validation, and 1 button, 1 label, and 1 grid view. Okay. So let's see what is that. So first of all, I have taken 1 center tag. Within center tag, I have taken 1 div tag. Within div tag, I have taken 1 table tag with the align center style given the height, that is 340 pixel, and the width 391 pixel. So inside the table tag, I have taken 8 table row. So let's see one by one. In first table row, I have taken table data, that is I have given the call span to true and align is equal to center. Within table data, I have taken S2 header tag and I have given the text add subject. After that, I have taken one break tag. Let's see second table row. Inside this table row, I have taken 2 table data. In first table data, I have taken one bold tag. In that, I have given the text course and 3 character space. In second table data, I have taken the drop down list with the property auto postback is equals to true and the height 40 pixel and width 197 pixel. You can add the drop down from the toolbox for me. Okay. Now third table row. In that, I have taken 2 table data. In first one, I have taken one bold tag with the text year and 3 character space. In second table data, I have taken drop down list with the property auto post back is equal to true, height 40 pixel, width 197 pixel. And here some other properties I have given, but I will show how to give it. So I am removing the property and going to design page. Mm, okay, so here we have to close the. So here we have to close the opening, right? So now go to design page. Yeah, click on this drop down and click on edit items. Now here we have to add the items. So click on add. Give the text. Select year and give the value 0. Click on add. Now give the text first year. give the value 1, click on add. Text at second year and value will be, the value is 2, click on add. In value 3. Now click on OK. You can see all the list item has been added. Now in this drop down we have to give one event. So go to the properties of this drop down. Go to events. Double click on this selected index change. Now let's see forward what is there. After this, first table row, second, third. Till third we have completed. Now let's see for the fourth one. In fourth table row, I have taken 2 table data. In first table data, I have taken one bold tag. Within that, I have given the text semester with and 3 character space. And second table data, I have taken one drop down list with the auto post back is equals to true, height 40 pixel with 197 pixel, and here I have added the one list item, that is select semester with the value 0. You can add it in the same manner as we have done for the semester. Okay, here for the year, how we have done, can add for the same for the year. Okay, now if you are thinking that I have given the all drop down value in here front end for this drop down, then why I have given here only one list item value here, list item, because the value for this selecting the semester, it will going to come from the database, so it will be binding dynamically from the database, but for a starting we have to add this list item. Okay, now let's see to the next one. In here I have taken two table data from the first, same way here I have given the subject, and instead of drop down here I have taken one text box and one required field validator for validating this text box. Okay, the properties in the text box I have taken, that is width 197 pixel, height height 41 pixel, causes validation is equals to true, and the placeholder is equals to subject name. In required field validator I have given the control to validate is equals to text box 1, 4 color red, error message, enter subject name. Now next, in this table row I have taken one table data with the property call span is equals to align is equals to center. Within that I have taken one button control with the property text as add font bold true, height 47 pixel with 86 pixel, font size medium. In second last table row I have taken one table data with the call span is equals to 2. Inside that I have taken one label tag, one label control with the property font bold is equals to true for displaying the error message. Okay, or success message. Now in last table row, I have taken one table data with the pulse sensor to align to the center. Within that, I have taken one grid view. You can add the grid view from toolbox from here. Okay. Now this is the end of the table tag. After that, I have given some break tags. Okay. So that's it for the design. Now let's see for the code behind page. Double click on this button. Now let's add the namespaces for these classes. Go to Resolve, click on using system.configuration. Using system.configuration namespace has been added. Now add for SQL class also. Same for data table. So all that has gone. So let's see what I have taken here. First of all, I have given the connection string in the string variable str by using configuration manager class. Within that, I have taken the connection string of the name connection. Okay, so our connection string is now being stored in this variable str. Now at the page load event, if not is postback, if it is, if the page is loaded for the very first time and it has not posted any request to the server, at that time it will going to load this grid show function and show subject function. So let's see what is inside this grid show function. This grid show function going to bind the data from database to the grid view. So for that we have written this grid show function. Within that I have given the SQL class. Within that I have taken the SQL connection class and I have passed the connection string inside that. I have taken the SQL command. Inside that I have given the command that is select star from course. It will going to get the all records from the course table. Now I have open the connection. This cmd.execute reader function, it will going to execute this query and the result will going to store as a data source. The result, the output from this command will going to store as a data source for the drop down list. So now that data has been added as a data source for the drop down list one. Now within that course name and course ID column is there. Let me show. Course. You can see the course CID and the course name column is there in the course table. So here for the drop down list 1 dot data text field is equals to course name, and the data value field is equals to course ID. In drop down we can see the list of value present in drop down that will going to come from course name column. Okay, and the background, the value to be binded, that is course ID. Okay, now we have to bind that this data source to the drop down list, so that's why data bind function is called. Okay, now uh, now here I've taken drop down list dot items dot insert at 0 index select course. When this drop down list going to fill the fill with data which is coming from the course table, at that time at 0 index, you know that the data appearing, the data appear on the drop down is based on the index. Okay, at 0 index it will going to display this select course. After that all the records coming from the course table will going to display. Okay, now close the connection. So here after grid show, the next is show subject function. So subject function, here we have taken the SQL connection. Okay, and SQL data adapter class. Within that I have taken the SQL command, that is select course name as course, year sem as semester, subject name as subject from subject table. So let's see what is inside the subject. In subject table I have given some columns, that is SID subject ID, CID course ID, course name, year, subject name, sem, that is semester. Okay, now it will going to select the course name as a name of course. Okay, then year, then semester. Here as course indicate that the this course name column will be named as course. Here sem column name will be named as semester, and the subject name column will going to name as subject, and it will going to get this record and going to store in this data table with the help of fill method, right? After that we have to bind this data which is present in data table with the grid view. So data source we have to give it for the grid view, and after that we have to bind it with the data bind function. So we have seen this drop down course, which is coming from this grid show. From this grid show, the course drop down is going to be filled. Okay, you can see this select course is at 0 index. You can see the index 0. Here the text is select course. After that all the data is being displayed which is coming from our table course. Okay, so we have seen for the course, and for the year it is in the, we have given a hardcoded text in the XPS page. You can see here, yeah, first year, second year, third year. Okay, after that for the semester. Here when when admin going to select the course, then it will going to select the year, then here automatically the semester will going to bind. For the first year it will bind sem 1 sem 2, for the second year it will bind sem 3 sem 4, for the third year it will going to bind sem 4 sem 6. For that dynamic binding of the drop down list, we have to add this event selected index change. Okay, now inside this event I have taken the if tag. Okay, I have given the if condition. Within if condition I am getting the selected value for the drop down list second. This is our first drop down list 1, drop down list 2. We are working on the drop down list 2. Okay, and then we are working on the drop down list 3, but based on the drop down list 2, we are getting the records in drop down list 3. Okay, so first of all we are going to get the selected value for the drop down list 2, that is which year has been selected. Okay, now it will going to parse it in integer format, because we are getting the id, that is the index value of our drop down list. If you remember, we have given the value as here numbers. Okay, so when the admin select the any year, then the this value is we are going to get it in this drop down list to selected value. Okay, now we have got the selected value from the drop down list, that is selected year. It should be greater than 0. Okay, why it should be greater than 0? Because at 0 position we have given the selected, which is not a year which we want. Okay, so that's why it should be greater than 0. Okay, now this if condition will to execute only if the admin or any user will going to select the drop down list, that is select any year, then only it will going to execute this part. Okay, now let's see what inside. First of all, I've taken one data table. Okay, data table class with a variable object name state dt. State here defines the state of data table, and the dt the data table. Okay, now inside this data table I am adding the columns. The object name of data table state dt dot columns dot add. Now I am adding the columns with the add function. First of all, here we have given the first parameter, that is sem id, that is column name. Okay, sem id is the column name and it is of type integer. Okay, now again we are adding second column with the name sem name. Okay, now in data table 2 columns has been added, that is sem id and sem name. Now if drop down list 2 dot selected value double equal to 1, if it is the selected value for the drop down list is equals to 1, which value is present at 1 index for the drop down list 2, that is first year. Okay, value 1, that is the selected value is first year. That means for the first year, for the selected first year, it will going to add the 2 rows inside the data table. the object of name of data table dot rows. First of all, we have added the columns inside the data table. Now we are going to add the rows. That means we are going to add the data inside that columns. Okay. Now for the selected year, that is first year, for the first year we are going to add the rows, two rows, and in first row we are going to add the 1, and in the second, that is sem1. Here 1 indicate the value of the drop down list, and sem1 will indicate the text which will going to appear to the user. Okay. Now adding the second row with the value 2, sem2. Okay. Now if it is the selected value of drop down list 2 equals to 2, that is second year, the value 2, that is second year, right? If the selected drop down, the selected year is second year, then it will going to add the sem3, sem4 with the id 3, 4. Okay. And if it is the selected value 3, that is third year, then it will going to add the sem4 and sem5, then sem6. Now after that, adding these columns and then rows, we have to add that data table. Now we have to add that data table to the drop down list 3. The drop down list 3 is our semester, for selecting the semester. Okay. So first of all, we have to give the data source, which is coming from the data table state dt, and we have to give the text field for the data table for the drop down list 3, that is sem name. Here you can see the column name, sem name, and then data value field is equals to sem id, which is the first column name we have added in the data table, right? Now we have to bind that, so by using data bind function to the drop down list 3. Okay. So we have seen this semester drop down list also. Based on the selected year, the semester will going to display. Okay. After selecting all these values and entering the subject name, on clicking on this add button, what function it should perform? Let's see. On clicking on this button 1, first of all, I have given the SQL connection and given the SQL data adapter. In that I have given the command, that is select star from subject where course name, which is coming from the drop down list selected item.text. The selected value of the course name will going to come here, and then year, selected year, and then semester, selected semester, and the subject name. Subject name which is coming from the text box 1. Okay. Select star from subject where course name, year and semester and the subject name. Based on this value, it will going to get all the records present in the subject table. Okay. And going to store in the data table with the help of fill method of SQL data editor. After that, we have to check that if any data present in data table, for that we have to give the if condition, that is dt.rows.count double equal to 1. If this value is equal to 1, that means the count. If the count is equal to 1, that means the record has been present in data table. If it is present, then it will going to display the message in the label 1, that is the subject the subject has entered by the admin is already present for the selected course, that is the selected drop down list value here going to appear, and the year and the semester. Here it what does, it will going to check when the user click on add button, it will going to check from the table subject that the following added subject is present in table or not. If it is present, it will going to get the record and store in data table, and after that it will going to display the message that this subject is already present for the selected particular course, year and the semester. Okay, and it will go to display the color of that label message in red color if it is present in table subject, or else it will going to execute this part. If the entered subject name is not present in our table, then it will going to execute this else part. Inside this I have taken SQL connection and SQL data adapter class. I have given the command in that select CID, that is course ID, from the course where course name is equal to this, which is coming from the drop down list 1. It will going to get the course name. It will going to get the course name which has been selected from the front end, from the admin side, and going to display the ID of that course, so that when the subject is going to be added in our table, it should know which courses has been selected for adding those subject, right? For that we have to fetch the ID of that selected course, and after that it will going to display the course ID, and it will going to added in the dataset table, dataset class. Here I have taken the dataset and the dataset class with the object name ds. With the help of fill method of SQL data adapter, I have added the value coming from this query into the dataset. You have already seen that I am using data table for storing the data which is coming from our SQL command, right? But here I have taken the data set. What is the difference between this data table and data sets? In data set we can store only one record which is coming from one table at a time, right? But in data set we can store multiple record which is coming from multiple table. That means data set can hold multiple tables, but in data table it can hold only one table record at a time. Okay, in data set it hold multiple table, so that's why we have to mention the table name here in the fill method of SQL data adapter. The record coming from here, that is from course table, right? That's why we have given the here course. After that, the record which has been stored in data table, now we have to get that record in the variable course ID. Here it will going to get the course ID from data tables ds, that is dataset dot tables. Inside that dataset, the tables which is at 0 index of rows, the data the present at in rows, right, which is of 0 index, that is CID. The column, only one column is there, that is at 0 column, that the column name is CID. Okay, so we have to convert it into string because we are going to store in the string variable course ID, that's why. So now after that we have got the course ID, right? Now again we have given the SQL connection, and I have opened the connection. I have taken the SQL command. Here it will going to insert insert command is given, that is insert into subject with the column CID, course name, year, subject name same with the values. For the column I have given here some values of which is going to pass by these parameters. So at 1 I have given the course ID for the course ID column, and 2 at 2 for the second column I have given the drop down list 1 selected item, the selected value which is selected from the drop down list 1, it will going to store for the course name, so that is for second column. Same for the year, third column which is coming from the drop down list 2, and the fourth column which is coming from the text box 1, and for the fifth column semester which is coming from the drop down list 3. By this way it will going to insert all this record into the table subject. Okay, and for inserting that it will going to call this function execute non-query. After that executing query, it will going to close the connection, and it will going to display the text message subject added successfully with the color green in color. Okay, and after that I have called this clear function. What is inside this clear function? In clear function I have given the I've cleared all the selected control value to the initial value. Now the page has been loaded. You can see at starting at initial it is in initial state. Okay, that is select course, select year, select subject. That is this is the initial state of this drop down list. Okay, after adding the suppose after adding the following subject, suppose I have added this IT subject in this BSc IT course for the second year for the same third okay, if I am added this subject IT, then it should goes to the initial state, that is select course, select year, and is select SEM. For that we have to for that I have given this clear function. Inside this clear function it will going to set the selected value for the drop down list 1 is equals to select course. It will going to make the text as select course for the drop down list 1 for the course, and for the year it will going to display the select year. For the semester it will going to display select semester when clear function will call, and text box 1 will going to be clear, that is empty. Okay, now so that's why we have called your clear function after once the data has been inserted into the table. So we have seen all the code. Now let's see how to add the subject. First of all, select the course, then select the year, semester. Okay, now suppose I am adding IT in the for the course BSc CS for the first year for the SEM 1. Suppose I am clicking add. Out of range exception has been occurred. Drop down list 2 as a selected value which is invalid because it does not exist in the list of items. Drop down list 2 drop down list 2 select year 0 let's continue. Let's turn on again and see. So our subject has been added successfully. Here we have to comment out this code, that is drop down list 2 dot selected value and drop down list 3 dot selected value. Thank you for watching.